Ubisoft announced this week that they are deactivating Steam keys for Far Cry 4 and Assassin's Creed Unity that were acquired by fraudulent resellers. A handful of PC game sites were able to obtain Steam keys and resell them to buyers at a heavily discounted rate, evidently including some of Ubisoft's newest titles. It's the internet, so of course loads of people have already complained about their games being deactivated on the Ubisoft forum, ultimately admitting that they weren't willing to pay full price for their games. Ouch. On the other hand, Ubisoft is actually claiming that this is a super serious legal matter. They said, "We strongly recommend that players purchase keys and downloadable games only from the Uplay store or their trusted retailers. We regularly work with our authorized resellers to identify and deactivate fraudulently obtained and resold keys. In this case, we confirmed activation keys were recently purchased from EA's Origin store using fraudulent credit card information and then resold online. These keys may have been deactivated. Customers who may have been impacted should contact the vendor where they purchased the key for a refund." I mean, that does sound pretty full on. Using fraudulent credit cards in order to resell games is some serious grey market stuff. G2A, one of the sites involved in reselling keys, responded on Facebook by saying, "As some of you may already know, steps have been taken to remove games purchased indirectly from a publisher via main marketplaces in the web. G2A.com is not in any case responsible for any of these procedures. However, we are well aware of this process and will do anything possible to compensate for that." So G2A sells keys itself, but also allows other sellers to do so via their marketplace, which is kind of like eBay, which seems to be where all the fraud stuff went down. The company does offer a service called G2A Shield that, if you purchase it, makes sure any keys you buy on the marketplace are valid. Regarding that, they said, "For users who have made transactions without G2A Shield, we will check if the corresponding merchant was responsible for the withdrawal of the code. If so, these users will get a compensation. Any user who used G2A Shield affected by the current process will either get a new code for the game or the money back." Compensation is a pretty vague word, and I have a few conflicting opinions on this whole thing, really. I mean, people bought new games at discounted rate via an obviously untrusted marketplace, so they probably deserve to have their stuff deactivated. But at the same time, Ubisoft don't have anything to benefit by deactivating keys unless they're being total jerks and are just trying to force people to repurchase the game legitimately. Knowing them, I guess that's totally possible.